I did. I got excited. Hello, fellow imperfect golfers. Welcome back to the channel. And today I have a video prepared to it's a kind of an overdue video, actually. I went to see Alex Perry at the Captain's Club in Grand Blanc, Michigan, sometime in June, and we did a little bit of an assessment. He created has a system where he scores where I'm at based on some putting drills that he had me do, some chipping, some pitching. He watched me hit some pitching wedge, full swing pitching wedge shots, I guess, if you will, some 7-irons and a few drivers, and created a kind of a handicap based on each of those things. I don't know, maybe I can get him on the channel sometime if he's willing, kind of talk about how that goes. Also, I don't know how everyone is about those things. I want to make sure, like, if that's something that, hey, I get people here to do the instruction and that's kind of how I get paid, I can appreciate that as well. So, but we'll see. Maybe I'll set something up in the future. I'll run that by him and see if he's interested. But I did play, I set up my phone and recorded part of my last chipping lesson with Alex. So some of the audio isn't great. I forgot my mics. So next time I go there, maybe I'll see if I have the mics too. And I'm not trying to move the camera around and stuff. I'm trying to focus on the lesson, but at least kind of let people get an idea of what I'm going through, what I'm learning here when it comes to chipping. So I'm going to go ahead and play what I did with Alex here. I'll play some clips from that lesson. And then when we get back here, I'll kind of talk a little bit about what I've done since then. So here are the clips from my lesson with Alex. Yeah, I think that's part of it, is I haven't kind of found, because sometimes I know I'm hitting it right, and then the ball will go farther than I expect it to.
Sure.
You know, so it's like I'm kind of like, I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be. I don't have it kind of dialed in enough to say, oh yeah, that's what I was supposed to do.
But when in doubt, if you can roll it, roll it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
Keep that ball on the ground?
Yeah. This seems to minimize a lot of
That's fair.
Unnecessary errors. You know? Good. Land in the zone. So chip should really only be hands to about maybe pocket to pocket. Real small. It doesn't have to be very big. So if you have to go further, just make the same swing with the long ball.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Pitches, they're a little different, a little more weights to weights. But the idea is, where's my landing zone? How far will it go out?
So in this, when I'm chipping, like I'm trying to go just back pocket to front pocket. And if I don't have, if this gap wedge isn't going to get there, I need to go to 9-iron or an 8-iron, not make a bigger stroke.
Right.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
So there's, you can have play with it a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
You need to make this slightly larger stroke or not.
Yeah.
It's the idea of a clock. You got 6 o'clock down here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have levers basically.
Yeah.
And then, so then you would make a matrix, a chipping matrix saying, hey, 56 degree at 10 o'clock, goes this far, and it rolls out this far.
Yeah.
Idea. So, same thing for the 9-iron, 10 o'clock, it carries this far, and then rolls out that far.
Yeah.
So when you're on the golf course, you say, well, I need to carry at this number.
Yeah.
And I can only let it roll out this far. Well, what club best suits that?
Yeah.
So it gives you actual hard data versus I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Which is what you were just saying. Yeah, I'm kind of guessing a lot of these and I don't know.
Right. Yeah, because I just don't know. So
Just don't know.
I want a method to stick with, kind of.
This is one method. It's not, this has to be this way.
Yeah.
Very little in golf is you absolutely have to do it this way. There's
Right.
basic fundamentals, but other than that, there you go.
I'm kind of trying to find the speed with that pocket to pocket approach at this point.
Yeah, whatever feels comfortable for you. Smooth and steady usually wins that race.
Yeah. I was trying to, like, I started out at the beginning of the year with my driver, trying to figure it out. And I kind of got somewhat, but then I feel like I was starting to sway in my swing. So, like, my impact position. Like I would hit behind the ball a little bit sometimes, and I'd hit. Like it was just all over the place. I'm moving. I don't know how I'm moving or why I'm moving, but I feel like, so I know we're trying to focus on chipping today, but I feel like that's just kind of been a symptom that I've noticed. So keep that, and I feel like that messed me up.
Exactly.
But that's part of it is like I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure it out, but I'm trying to figure it out, and I have very little knowledge of it. That's why I appreciate having somebody like you, because I'm like, oh, all right, now I have somebody who they can watch me and kind of figure it out based on their knowledge and me, and dial it in a little bit. So
for you, I mean, it would make sense to have a little bit of sliding motion in the golf swing, just because we already tested and we know it'll lower core stability, so it's going to be really hard to turn and get through the ball that way. So to make up for the lack of the ability to turn, because you have some tight hips too, sliding is the answer. It feels like you're rotating. It's kind of cheating to rotate, but it works.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Body's incredibly good at making compensations.
It is.
It's incredible. I'm amazed by it. You know, we're all very good compensators. It's impressive.
All right, so you kind of got an idea there of what I learned from Alex there, and working on the pocket-to-pocket chipping. We also talked about, keeping my weight more on my front foot and kind of keeping my chest kind of right over the ball when I'm doing these chippings, and take a little bit of shaft lean out of there. I don't know if all that was really captured well on video because of the audio primarily, but those were some of the things that we talked about and some things that I worked on. So after that lesson, I went to the tee box here in Durand. That's the local driving range, and took my R10 out there with me and had the idea of like, all right, well, let's go out here and see if we can create this chipping matrix with it was my 58-degree wedge all the way up through my 4 hybrid. I went out there, the R10 did not cooperate at all, so I just went out there and hit some shots. So I'll just play a quick clip here so you can watch me hit some chip shots out on the range, working on some of the things that Alex asked me to work on, even though I couldn't record it or couldn't get my matrix that day. I went ahead and did the practice anyway since I was there. So here's clips from that. All right, so after that, I was like, all right, I still got to build this matrix. I still got to do these things. So what's the best thing I can do? So I called up the grounds in Flushing and reserved their golf simulator. So I could go up there and do some chips and recorded some video. Just of a few chips in there. I didn't want to, I don't know how much I need to capture all the chips or whatever, but at least you could kind of see what I was doing and how I went about the process. And so here's some clips from me just kind of on the simulator, working through that and collecting the data so I actually could create the matrix. The chipping matrix, I had Claude help me out with this one a little bit and put it in HTML, so it's always fun. You got to tell Claude exactly what format you want to put it in, and it will do it. I just didn't, and then I had it in this form, so I just took a screenshot and have what I'm showing here today. So according to that session, my 58 had a 6.3 yard carry, rolled out just about 8 yards for 14 yards. So according to my understanding of this, and I'll be checking back with Alex here actually this week, so today's the 26th, so by the end of July I'll have to talk to him about this again. So if I have about a 14-yard chip, I want to be using my 58 for that pocket to pocket all the way up through, if you see there, the 4 hybrid. For me, the carry actually was fairly long, but I think I couldn't figure out how to delete the data on some of this, so I took a couple of bigger swings with the 4 hybrid, so I think that skewed a little bit there. I think we're probably closer to about 27, 28 yards with that 4 hybrid. I don't think it was quite that drastic. Um, but I have an idea now of what clubs I can hit at each range. Now that's going to differ a little bit on golf courses. I played the Emerald up in St. John's here this weekend, and their greens are the fastest greens I've played on, anyways. And man, I was using my 58 to make some chips that would normally be an 8 iron where I normally play at Dutch Hollow here in Grand. So that will be a factor as well. So anyways, that's what I've worked on for chipping and what I'm working on in my game right now. I'm actually seeing Alex again this week, and I think we're going to be doing some more full swing stuff. I also want to tell you about a few things that are coming up here in the Imperfect golf space. My last short that I created was video number 40 for me, and almost all of those were created like this year, 2026, which I think is kind of cool. So I want to do something kind of special, I guess, if you will, something noteworthy for my 50th video. And on September 1st, I will be going to American Dunes to replay a round, or to play another round. And I'll be going and seeing the Wall of Honor there where my grandpa's name will be. I probably will have been there between now and then to show at least my dad and my grandpa's name on the wall, that sort of thing. But I'm going on September 1st, which I think is kind of cool. And I didn't really plan this. It just kind of worked out. I'll be going with 3 different Vietnam era veterans. One served in the Army, one served in the Navy, and one served in the Air Force. I know 2 of them personally. The other one is a friend of one of the guys that I know. So we're going to go there in golf, American Dunes, on that day and check out the Wall of Honor and all the things that are there. And the one guy really has been involved with things with the Honor Guard and stuff like that. So it's going to be a really cool experience. So that is going to be video number 50 at American Dunes with these veterans. And I need to make sure that they're okay with having any sort of video of them on the channel here. But I'm kind of hoping to be able to capture some stuff there. So I have another thing in the works, actually. Like the day after I go there, I have things in the works with another golf course here in West Michigan. I don't want to give too much on that until I kind of have that ironed out and finalized, but that's going to be a really cool video. I think that's going to be a really great opportunity just to kind of get to know the golf course and get to know the director of golf there and that sort of thing, and be able to show some golf out on the golf course and kind of hear a little bit of the history and the story behind the golf course while I'm playing at least a few holes out there. So really excited about that opportunity. And then before that, the week before that, I'll be at the ILI Challenge here in Grand Blanc. It's the ILI Challenge presented by McLaren, I believe is how they advertise that. But it's a Champions Tour event here at Warwick Hills in Grand Blanc. I volunteered for that. I signed up for that early in the summer. I don't even remember exactly when. But then I learned that Folds of Honor will be there. They're a big, an organization that receives a big donation at the end of that event, which I thought was just kind of cool because of the things I've done with Folds of Honor this year. Then I also learned that Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney is going to be playing in the tournament. So I'm hopeful that I can maybe run into him. I don't know how that'll really work out, but I just think that would be kind of cool just because of everything that I've done this year and just learning everything I've learned about Folds of Honor. It'd be really cool to meet him and shake his hand and just kind of get to know him a little bit. Maybe if it works out, even if it's just a quick interaction, doesn't matter. Like, I just think that'd be kind of cool. As far as the channel goes and content things that I'm doing for what is Aaron doing? What is Aaron trying to accomplish with his golf and Imperfect golf, and why should we watch videos between now and then? Well, if you are interested, I think what I'm going to do is I've been playing Dutch Hollow. That is the course that I have the easiest access to. I usually play 9 holes either before work or after work, and that works for me. That gets me out golfing, and that's all that really matters. So I don't play a full 18 as much as I would maybe like to, just because life doesn't allow that, and that's okay. But since I'm there quite a bit, and I'm trying to work on lowering my scores, and I'm working on the chipping, I'm working on some other things, and my drives still are short. Like, I'm still 200 to 230 yards total distance. That's where I'm at. That's the swing I have. And until I can get that figured out, I figured we'll stay focused on some of those shorter things, try to iron those things out, and hopefully that will help me lead into building a better full swing. That's my hope. But see if I can lower my scores and improve those shorter clubs, I'm going to see if I can break 40 on the front 9 or the back 9, either one. The front is a par 36, the back is par 35, so a little bit more of a challenge on the front there. But I want to break 40, And what I'm going to do until I break 40, I'm going to play the forward tees. That's right, I'm going to play the forward tees. This is something I've heard Bryson DeChambeau and others talk about doing. Until you can shoot low scores. Man, I can't even get that out. I do that at least once a video. Prove to yourself that you can shoot some low scores. Basically, is what I was trying to get at. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to play the forward tees, and I'm going to get some decent wedge shots in until I can kind of dial it in. My approach shots, like Saturday when I played, I had shots go far right, I had shots go far left. Sometimes I have them really dialed in and they're in. So I'm hoping though that this will help me kind of hone my skills a little bit and like I said, improve my game. So is breaking 40 from the red tees the ultimate goal? No, that's just the next step. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll have a little bit of a breaking 40 kind of thing until I break 40 at the red tees, and then I'm going to back up and I'm going to break 40 until I'm going to be playing at the whites. I'm not playing the blues or I'm not playing the tips. That's just probably not, at least in my foreseeable future. But then I'll try to get to the point where I'm breaking 40 out there, and I'll do it at other courses as well. But I just think to finish out this year, if I can do that out at that course, I think that gives me something to strive for, something to share with others, and I hope it'll be of interest to everyone, and I think it'll be good. I'm going to have a good time with it. So most of those will probably be like segments of videos. So I'm going to try to make those like 90-second segments. I'm not going to try to drag you through a whole round of golf watching me do too much, but we'll make a thing of that. So September 1st is the date that I'm looking at the most right now. September 2nd is going to be really exciting too, don't get me wrong, but I think September 1st, being able to go out on the American dunes with 3 Vietnam era veterans and golfing with them is just going to be, that's going to mean a lot to me. It's going to be a big highlight of my summer. So looking forward to that. So that video will come out as soon as I can finish it after that. So I'll be looking the first week of September for me golfing with those guys out on American dunes. And between then, look for some more as I'm working on things. I will share some clips of what I'm working on and share what I'm working on. And then also some recaps of some rounds out at Dutch Hollow primarily. So I think that's it for today. Thanks as always for watching and for following the content that I put out here. If you would, likes really are helpful for me. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share the video with somebody you think you might be interested in. I know all the YouTubers say all those things, and I'm a small YouTuber right now. But all those things mean a lot to me. It encourages me to keep going. And my hope really is that other people can grow in the game of golf and grow outside the game of golf through the content that I produce. So once again, thank you, and we'll see you next time on Imperfect Golf. Have a great day.